Like, first we teach our daughter not to do it, and then you do it. It's gross. Okay. Hi everybody, welcome to Half Messy Love, where I get to share with you my love life and how much I love it. Today's story is called Focus on the Why. I'm gonna share a story that I've shared with many before, but not on Half Messy. Now, if you have watched my other Half Messy Love videos, you would hear the story about how my husband and I got engaged and how I thought he was gonna propose to me like 10 million different other times, but never did. So now this is the after. My husband and I were engaged for a year. So that means I had a full year of being a bride, and I loved it. My mother got a wedding planner, and she was with me every step of the way. My sister was my matron of honor, and you give her a task and she will get it done perfectly. And also my mother-in-law was involved in every decision, and she was so wonderful during this whole time because my mother and my mother-in-law get along great. And could a bride ask for more? So now comes the big day. And of course, before the big day, I did everything that a bride was supposed to do in her checkbook, or not her checkbook, her checklist. That's what it's called. And I did all my hair trials, my makeup trials. We tasted the food, or I think my mother and my mother-in-law did that one. I don't know why that happened. We got my dress on time. Everything was set for that day. And so I woke up that morning on cloud 9. I woke up very early, and I got to have some alone time with the Lord. I got to journal about how I was feeling that day, so excited. My bridesmaids were there. My mother was there. I got the hair done. I got the makeup done. My dad walked in and saw me after all the ladies buttoned up my dress, and I had this super long, beautiful Spanish veil with a lace flower in my hair. I felt beautiful that day. When my dad saw me, I got emotional because, you know, that's my dad, and you gotta be a daughter to know that moment. So it was a very special moment. As my sister takes me out and we get into my dad's car, he has a nice car, so that's what I got to arrive to the church in. I arrive to the church, I see all my 13 bridesmaids. Yes, I said 13 because I love everybody. Could you blame me for that, baby? I'm now getting ready to go down the aisle, and my dad is being so loving. He grabs my arm and he's ready to walk me down, and he wants us to do this cute little dip when we turn the corner. It's in the videos, it's adorable. And I hear the song come on that's for me to walk. We didn't do the traditional wedding song. We did a song that my pastor wrote, and she sang it for us that day, and I love that song. As I'm walking down, I see my husband to be, my husband now, and I didn't cry, but it was one of those moments that I just was so happy to finally be there, that all my answers were prayer. I got to marry the man of my prayers, not the man of my dreams, because man of my prayers was even better than what I could imagine. We get there, our pastor does the ceremony so well. I love our pastor, and all of our, how many people were on the stage? 26? 26 wedding party was there, and our friends, they all knew each other. It was such a great moment, and it was a holy moment on that stage. And I was shaking a little bit in my dress, but you couldn't see it in the video. But when we finally got to kiss each other, I was so ecstatic. We walked out super excited. Everybody was clapping. It was the best day ever and moment ever. Then came the moment where not everybody really thinks about it, but it's the first moment that you have alone as husband and wife. It's when you get in the car to go to the reception. And we've taken all of our photos at this point, family photos, alone photos. It was great. So we get in this car, and the first question I have for him is like the question I think any little girl had when they were younger, which was, what was your first thought you had when you saw me turn the corner? I was ready. I was ready for him to cry a little bit. I was ready for him to give me this like, you were so beautiful, and I just couldn't handle it answer. But that's not the answer I got. The answer I got was a pause, which already I was like, why are you pausing? And the answer of, well, at first I thought you were wearing cornrows. And besides the bubble dream I had, like when I was little, your husband being like, my breath was taken away of how beautiful you were. Like, okay, that was popped, gone. Then I went to the clear state of mind and I was like, oh, wait a second. This makes sense now with everybody's comments all day. Like the comment my hairdresser was making saying, my goodness, your hair got longer and it's gonna be really hard for me to give you those soft twists. I was on cloud nine, I wasn't paying attention. Yeah, my hair grew all the way down to my belly button and I have like this Greek hair that's really thick and heavy, but I wasn't thinking anything of it. All I kept on picturing was Natalie Portman's soft twist at the Grammys. Wait, did she do the Grammys? Oscars. Okay, my hairdresser commented in on it, but did anybody else give me a heads up? Oh wait, they did. My sister paused and said, do you like your hair? And of course I was on cloud nine. I'm like, I love my hair. I'm getting married. And then my dad kind of did pause when he saw me, but then gave me my hug. And then also there was that moment where the photographer paused us in the middle of our photography session and she said, you know what? The hair goes with the dress. And I was like, what did she just say? I don't know. I'm getting married. Oh, I miss the signs. Regardless that my hair probably did look like I was wearing cornrows and nobody told me this, like none of my 13 bridesmaids mentioned it until like a year or two later. Maybe they were afraid, I don't know. But regardless of all that, I didn't care. I didn't care that my hair was not the picture perfect that it had to be on my wedding day because I focused on the why. And the why of that day was that I love this man and we're getting married to have each other forever. And it's a holy moment by God. And no bad hair could ruin that. Just saying. Did some other things happen that day? Yeah, we lost the crystal flutes that I bought a year ago. Those were expensive flutes. And I love them because they had crystals in the stem. And I was like, these will be perfect to go cling with. And we lost them, like they disappeared. We still don't even know where they are today. And we also lost my slippers that I was supposed to wear after we were dancing. Whatever, first world problems, totally get it. But it didn't matter that day. All that mattered was that I got to marry the man of my prayers and we had an amazing fun wedding because we had our church people there, our college friends, our old friends, our new friends, our family, and everybody knew each other because they were part of our story. And if you have that support, why would cornrows ruin your day, right? It didn't ruin mine. I like to share that story with anybody that's young or anybody that's about to get married because if you focus on the why, then nothing could take that day away, no matter what. And I certainly would never want to look back on our wedding day and regret anything of it because it's how we are here today. And because I focus on the why, it's also how we keep on going in our love life. Because God gave us to be with each other and there's nothing that's gonna get in the way of that. Nothing superficial, nothing that might not be on my checklist, my own personal checklist. It's okay. So from my half messy life to yours, focus on the why. This is a really important time to focus on the why. Nope, okay.